Oh, the lucky Libras, the air sign of outward happiness. The new moon and its cycle, which starts today and in my time zone in less than 15 minutes, actually about 20 minutes, begins February 11th, as I said, and ends on March the 13th. So this reading should carry you through to that time. This new moon coming into exactness here in a little bit will be occurring in your Vedic 4th house. Now, if you don't subscribe to the sidereal zodiac, please don't worry about that. These messages are for whoever reads them. That's how spirit works. That's how we know we are where we're meant to be. And I really hope that this one applies to you. What I'm going to start out doing is talking a little bit about your fourth house, the house of home and family, roots, self-care, emotion, foundation. It's a feminine house and strongly associated with women, children, fertility, that sort of thing. And there may be some new beginnings around that area that arc out over this period of time for you. I'm choosing an animal card for you with this very specific shuffle that I have, which honors the goddess, if you're interested in that, to give us a hint about themes and flavors of your reading, themes and flavors of your month. Just another beautiful oracle. I've been using this one since like I would say 94 or 95. You can tell these cards are very well loved. I love this deck a lot. And your card today for the lunar cycle is giveaway. The turkey is, of course, a bird of sacrifice. This is no silly card, though. This is a tradition in the earth-based and indigenous societies that keeps people from getting mired in materialism. The important thing always to remember, and these cards always point to this, no matter which one you get, is that you are a spirit in the material world, and how much of your life is focused on that truth is what's called into question by this card. It's interesting, 31 points to the house, the 4th house that your new moon will fall in, Libra. And because you're the sign of outer happiness, it makes me think that you may be happier letting go of some possessions, giving them to people who need them more than you do. That's one reading of how that could be, but the exact terminology that medicine cards gives for this is giveaway. It's a ceremony. You can look it up and see if it appeals to you. I hope it kind of does. It's a pretty neat card. I like getting that one. What is this keeps coming up? Rebirth. Of course, that's also a feng shui principle, right? When you clear space, like I know there's a very popular television show about it right now, but when you clear space, something new can come through. You have to actually give away or let go of something that no longer serves in order to have the rebirth that bat symbolizes. And of course, 42 is a very spiritual number if you like The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, which I do. I think it's one of my favorite movies. If you haven't seen it, it might be a good time to do that as well. All right, so with Turkey guiding us, we're going to do the Celtic cross spread for you today. I'm looking for a signifier with these cards right now. And if it doesn't give it to me, I will force the issue. But generally, I've been pretty lucky. The Celtic cross is a really good traditional, very old tarot spread for bringing us into focus with the present moment. And it looks like your signifier card is the King of Wands. This card is about a nobleman, a visionary, someone who is in touch with his higher self. The lion rampant there kind of signifies that for us. He is usually a married person if he is actually an actual person in your life. Wands celebrate energy, creation, and willpower. I think this particular person is the apex or the height of action, of fearlessness, of leading in a visionary way. I did say visionary before, but he's also amazing at overcoming obstacles. So, should there be obstacles in your way, I have no doubt you will give them away, right? Oh, beautiful. You are covered by the Queen of Pentacles, and she is very comfortable in her material reality. She has mastered, or she has gained a certain level of mastery over practicality. She has all the creature comforts she needs and financial security. You are crossed by hoarding. My goodness, Libra. Looks like you have some things to give away this new moon. Nice to have the messages at the very beginning of the period so that we can focus on doing this for the next 28 days, the next lunar cycle. So this will go from new moon to new moon. The hoarding as an obstacle, there could just be too many things. It could be activities, it could be actual material things in your life right now to prevent the free flow of ideas and the manna that the universe wants to bring to you in one way or another. So if you're holding on in any places, this might be a really good time to let go. It could be something simple like do some more breathing exercises so that you can recognize where you're holding tension in your body. Could be any form of holding. And then don't usually read reversals because usually I have it so that the deck is set up not to provide us with them. But the 10 of Swords in reverse is probably the only way that anybody likes to see the 10 of Swords, right? It can't get worse. You can only go upward from the 10 of Swords in reverse. And it's an inevitable end to something. To something that you're holding on to is what we seem to be seeing here. Something that is past its sell-by date. It's in a putrefying situation. It is beyond useless at this time and needs to be given away and let go in order for that rebirth to come to us, right? Very, very straightforward cards here. Have I just got the deck upside down? Because, no, I don't. Six of Cups in reverse. This is very indicative of the foundation, the meeting point, the starting point of what we need to be letting go of here. What may be being hoarded is a nostalgic item. Perhaps this is a memory. Maybe this is a part of your past that you're finding very difficult to release. But in this position, reversed, the happy memory card means that you will be moving forward. The foundation is that you're leaving home and that you're finding independence. So maybe what you're giving away is a dependency. Oh, that's beautiful, isn't it? Moving away from a codependent situation, a situation that no longer serves you, but once did. It doesn't have to be wrong for something to need to be left behind. It doesn't have to be a wrong thing. You are definitely moving away from, I would say because they're so close to each other, some form of partnership as well. It looks like it may be a partnership between energies of masculine and feminine, receptive and projecting. But you know, he's the king of abundance. He's the king of prosperity. He's mastered the material realm. His wealth is for the good of others. And that could be a key to something that you're holding on to because of the partnerships. Maybe you're sacrificing yourself for the good of others, and that needs to kind of come to an end. The other thing that he can represent is sensuality. So it may be that you're holding on to something in order to keep the way it feels. You like the way it feels, you know, it's a happy memory. It's a happy way of being. This foundation in reverse, right? All right, and you're moving toward a victory. It's a minor victory. It's not a major victory. Even the horse is kind of looking sideways at this victory. I love that horse in the card. The Six of Wands is about a victory, a success, public reward. Maybe some recognition that's long deserved will help you to move on from the thing that you need to move on from. That could be very helpful. There's a lot of ways that you could read that card, that you get public recognition from moving on from a situation that is putrefying in its toxicity, that has lived way beyond its nostalgia. Beautiful outcome card or direction to move with there. And here your energy is. The Knight of Pentacles is the slow and steady wins the race card. He is a messenger of a plodding procession. We're moving on here, but we're doing it in a real slow way. Still, there's a great efficiency to him. He has an amazing amount of tenacity. His efficiency, hard work, you know, he's got a sense of duty. And I get that from this reading quite a bit. You know, there's a sensuality or a feeling that you're trying to hold together here. And there you are, kind of feeling your sense of duty, but wanting to head into a new direction. All around you is a new beginning in thought. This is the Ace of Swords, the breakthrough card. All around you is a sense of clarity, you know, revelation, a sharpness of mind, a breakthrough. Did I say that already? But clarity on all of this moving forward into some sort of victory. That's really nice. You hope and fear the shady swords card, but this is a card of change, so it is a good, the scene that is set up on this card, you know, this guy is stealing the swords of defeated foes. We assume that they are defeated foes. He could just be kind of cleaning up the battlefield. That's another medieval interpretation of that particular card. But the Five of Swords is heartbreak, it's grief, it's suffering and sadness. From unbridled ambition, from a sneaky win at all costs kind of attitude. So you hope and fear this in some way. It is the victory that you're after. It's the means, I think, that you're afraid of. That's just my intuitive reading off of it. But there's many different ways to look at that card. You'll have to find the one that encapsulates your hopes and fears for you. There are people walking away from this damaged, and one person seems to be collecting all of the thoughts that will benefit going forward. And your final outcome card is the Hanged Man. This is symbolic. It's a major arcana card, so no joke there. That's kind of a big deal. There will be some change in this. But the Hanged Man, in this reading, for me, it seems to be saying that this needs to be looked at from another perspective, that somehow you need to change the way you're looking at sacrifice, release, and waiting for this victory. Martyrdom is also implied with this card. I feel like it's saying give that away. Maybe in the past you were holding on to some idea of yourself, some way of thinking that you were entirely duty bound, and that was the only way to come to the future in a positive, that everybody had to approve of you in order for you to move forward. There may be another way of looking at that, and it may involve giving something away in order to be reborn. The card that is on the bottom of the deck that speaks to the entire reading is the Four of Cups, the card of, don't bother me with it, I don't want it, you're apathetic there, and it feels disconnected. I think that might be part of the reason why somebody would have difficulty giving up something that they've held onto for a very long time, is because it feels like a disconnection, like a loss. But the losses have already been suffered. There is basically, it's the end of the road for loss here. You just can't, it's rock bottom. And we've learned in 2020 that sometimes rock bottom has 2 basements, but I don't think you want to go to the second basement. So you might really kind of give up whatever is holding you back, whatever's making you feel apathetic about your future. Allow the breakthrough. Allow the change in your way of thinking. Odin hung on the tree in this position in order to bring the runes of understanding the divinatory method of the Norse people to his people. And it was a victory, right, of understanding, a triumph of consciousness. Just to close out your reading and see if there's any further illumination that the cards would like to give us, I want to use my favorite thing, the Golden Thread Tarot. Libra, 4th house, new moon. Please show us. 4th house, new moon. New beginning for Libra. Liberation for Libra. The 5 of Pentacles. This is the perception that you're going to be left out in the cold. This sense of disconnectedness is really holding back energy in this reading. It may or may not be true for you, but it's true here. Not always the easiest thing to accept, that one has to go on in an independent way when the systems that were supposed to support us and help us no longer can do that job. But it's also a very beneficial thing because it means you outgrew it, right? You're bigger now. And you're afraid because you got to try out new stuff maybe. And it feels like you're going to be alone in it. Will you be though? No. The Queen of Cups is there. You get to keep what you earned, is what I see in that card. The Queen of Cups is compassionate, she's calm, and she's emotionally comfortable. This is not an emotionally comfortable card, right? This is discomfort, extreme discomfort. But here, there's another side to this. a greater comfort than you've had so far, a greater emotional comfort. Maybe you had material comfort, maybe that was good enough for a time, but it doesn't look like it's good enough for you anymore, Libra. It looks like you're moving forward. Let me know how it goes for you. And also, I have this idea that I would like to throw the I Ching for this lunar period as well. Let me know in the comments if something like that would appeal to you. The oldest oracle we have, and I've been working with it since 2008. I'd love to share it with you. Thank you for letting me share this with you. Very, very important wisdom in this reading. And we'll see you again soon. Thanks again, Libra.